Yo, it's your boy T-Dad, and today we're talking about the demonized foods that they tell you to avoid that you should be actually eating. People have been fearing saturated fat and cholesterol, and that's why these foods are demonized. And these foods have been demonized, but the health is getting even worse and worse. Everyone's getting more obese, people are getting heart disease, people are getting diabetes. There's a bunch of new bullshit that's happening in the world. And we used to be just fine. Our ancestors ate these foods, and we were perfectly fine. And you're like, oh, they died early. Well, that's due to other reasons. They didn't die to the diet. They died to things they couldn't control, like getting attacked by a fucking who knows what. Or they didn't have shelter like we do. I'm in, a house in the basement. It's safe here. In the winters, they didn't have. These are the 3 foods, no bullshit, that are actually good for you. Red meat, especially fatty red meat, has been demonized by the whole media. People say beef, lamb, mutton, goat, bison. They say it's bad for you because it has high cholesterol and high saturated fats. But that's what you need to max out your hormones. Doesn't matter if you're a male or a female. If you're a male, you want to max out your testosterone. If you are a female, you want to max out your progesterone. I don't know how to pronounce it. But these foods are very good for that. Cholesterol is needed to turn into testosterone. These foods are the most nutrient-dense foods ever, okay? This should be a main thing in your... These foods are high in saturated fat and cholesterol, which literally produce your hormones. You should never overcook these. You should always cook them medium rare. You should never drain the fat because that's where all the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients are. So don't drain the fucking fat. Have 0 carbohydrates, okay? And carbs are now a big thing for some reason. But all these bodybuilders that consume a bunch of carbs look puffy. They don't look as healthy as the older bodybuilders. Also, when you're on a high carb diet, your insulin is spiked through the roof all day. And when your insulin is high, you cannot burn body fat. But when you eat a high fat diet, your insulin doesn't spike all the way fucking up, because this just contains fat and protein. Eggs are the next food that is demonized by mainstream health. Not egg whites, eggs. These are your bread and butter, bro. This is your best friend. Did you know that eggs have legit every vitamin except vitamin C? They're literally nature's multivitamin. And let's be honest, what's better, the real food or a fucking pill that's mass produced? The real food, obviously. You should always cook it sunny side up to avoid overcooking the yolk, which is where all the nutrients, the vitamins and minerals are. You should always go for higher quality eggs to avoid linoleic acid, which is basically a seed oil. And make sure your eggs are high quality. Nowadays, they feed their chickens corn and soy, grains, and the egg quality is obviously going to be degraded. So look for high quality eggs. The last food that is demonized is raw dairy. The reason raw dairy is demonized is because it's raw. And when it's raw, people think, oh, it's bad for you, it has chemicals, And yeah, if you get low quality raw milk, it will be bad for you. But if your farmer is not a shithole and they actually give a fuck about people's health, then you should get raw dairy. Come on. And make sure you get full fat raw dairy. Raw dairy contains fat and cholesterol, which is what you need to boost your test. So instead of being a fucking doughboy, eat some raw dairy. Raw cholesterol literally contains IGF-1 and other things that are banned in the NCAA, because that's how good raw dairy is. And we heat up these ingredients, the enzymes and then vitamins and minerals get destroyed, and it loses most of it, or sometimes it just gets completely destroyed. Our great grandparents drank this without issue, no issues at all. And if you think about it, if you're gonna milk a cow, you're gonna just drink the milk right away. You're not gonna fucking heat it up and put it in a factory, are you? Like, that's fucking crazy. If I were to eat raw dairy, I would stick to raw milk, raw cholesterol, raw kefir. So these 3 are like drinks. You can alternate between those. Sometimes raw cheese, very rarely. Same thing with this, very rarely. I don't think raw yogurt's a thing, but if you can get it, then take it. And to cook, I would use raw butter or ghee. And it's okay if these 2 are pasteurized, if you can't get it, because they don't have protein in them, and they don't really fuck up your gut. So these 2 are fine. But what is better than ghee or butter? Beef tallow. You can also use that. These are the three food groups: red meat, eggs, and raw dairy, that are demonized by our ancestors ate since the dawn of human time. The only reason they died again is because it's due to other causes. They didn't die to the diet. My last video, I talked about the foods that you shouldn't eat. But this video, we talked about foods you should. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you next time. It's your boy Chilad. Peace out.